Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Gone Rogue. And in this episode of Gone Rogue, I am going to talk about what is there to switch. That is right. In this episode of Gone Rogue, I'm going to talk about what is there to switch of me not going for the Nintendo Switch 2 just yet. So, as you can see, this is the week where the Nintendo finally debuts the successor to the Switch console, officially called the Nintendo Switch 2. And my take on that is I would just really wish that Nintendo could have just called it the Nintendo Switch Pro, or Nintendo Switch Pro Max, or Nintendo Switch Ultra, other than calling it a Nintendo Switch 2. So as you can see, it's basically, in my humbled opinion, it is called, after looking at the initial specs or initial reviews, of the handheld console. First off, the display. The Switch 2 boasts a larger 7.9-inch 1080p LCD screen, not OLED but LCD, compared to the original 6.2-inch 720p display. I have the Nintendo Switch OLED, which I think is 7-inch. It at least supports up to 4K resolution, HDR variable refresh rates of up to 120 if you hook it up, if you actually dock the thing. It has the new Joy-Con 2 controllers. It has these new processor chips, but I'm not going to get into the processing power, but under the hood, the Switch 2 features a custom NVIDIA T239 chip with a ARM Cortex A78C CPU. Those chips are designed to make your gaming experience more immersive with enhanced graphics, and that includes meaning faster load times and higher frame rates. It has the capability of utilizing the microSD express cards. So that's this Nintendo Switch 2. And to me, those things that I just mentioned is not good enough for me to go out and buy the Switch 2 on its debut week, or the week that Nintendo releases the Switch on June 5th. And let me tell you the reasons why. First reason is that I haven't played my exclusive Nintendo Switch games. I still haven't played Detective Pikachu. I haven't finished Zelda's The Breath of the Wild, or even got into Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not much of a Mario Kart fan, but I am, if I do get the Nintendo Switch, the first game as of now, I would be going on Mario Kart World, an online open world racing video game. So I'm only excited for that out of all the Nintendo Switch 2 news. But there's something about the games on the Nintendo Switch 2 which I think Nintendo should have just called this the Nintendo Switch Pro. Like how Nintendo Switch Pro Ultra X, like you look at PlayStation, it's the PlayStation Slim and the PS5 Pro. You have Xbox, you have Xbox Series S, you have Xbox Series X. This should have been the Nintendo Switch Pro or Ultra, or however Nintendo can. But calling it a Switch 2, you're implying that this is the next generation. It still utilizes the Switch name. They could have called it something else, like the Nintendo Switch Snap, or help me out here, or anything other than the Switch. It's basically, in my mind, an enhanced version of the original Nintendo Switch. And to me, knowing Nintendo's history with the Nintendo Wii and the Nintendo Wii U, it has that same vibe that it gives off. Knowing that it's not, the Switch 2 won't be as successful as the original Switch. Going back to the games on the Nintendo Switch 2, like I said, I am only excited to play Mario Kart World, since it's an entirely new game. That is right. The Mario Kart World is an entirely new game. The only thing that I'm excited about to Switch 2 is that game, the Mario Kart World. But I look at the list of games that will be releasing on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's not enticing. I mean, you basically have an enhanced version of everything that is on the original Switch. You have the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Tears Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2 version. It's basically the Pro, like the Xbox Series version. So that is right. So let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive game. You have Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, but you have the enhanced versions of video games that are being re-released again. And like I said, the enhanced and re-released titles are The Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, which will say Nintendo Switch 2, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Pokemon Legends CA, Fantasy Life. And yeah, so you can always go online and check the list for yourself. But basically, why I'm not the big fan of these re-releases of being a Nintendo Switch 2 is because basically you're buying the same game over again. I think Nintendo should do like a free update for those who owns the original copy. Like just like that, a free upgrade would be better than a cash grab. That what it seems like, what it looks like. Yeah, so that's why I believe the Nintendo Switch 2 should be just been called the Nintendo Switch Pro or Nintendo Switch Ultra. And that being said, will I get the Switch 2 in the future? Of course I will, but I'm just waiting for if there is a promotion, or if there's gift cards that I have that I want to use it on. Normally I don't use gift cards on everyday things. I just save those gift cards for something purchased that is that big, such as Nintendo Switch 2. And yeah, so am I excited for the release of Nintendo Switch 2? To sum it up, not excited. Well, I'm just playing it by ear to see how successful is the Switch 2, and I'll decide whether if it's worth to get it. But yeah, so that's about it for this episode of Gone Rogue. If you like this video, please give this video a super huge thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below what you think about the Switch 2. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to check out my other YouTube content that's on this channel. And thank you for watching Gone Rogue, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.